Hey everyone, this is Heidi from Hands Occupied with a quick crochet tip for you. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add fringe to an Afghan. The first thing you need to do when you're going to add fringe to a project is make the fringe. So right here, I've got some cream colored yarn and a little piece of cardboard. This cardboard is going to be how we measure how long our fringe is going to be. So if you want longer fringe, you're going to need a longer piece of cardboard or even an entire ruler. But for demonstration's sake, we've got this little piece of cardboard right here. So we're going to hold one end of our yarn around the cardboard and start wrapping it. This is not unlike the process for making a tassel, if you've ever made a tassel before. So we've wrapped around and around and around, and what we're going to do is cut the tail, having both tails of our wrapped yarn at the same end of the cardboard. Then we're going to take our scissor right along the same edge of our ends of our yarn and give it a little cut. And now we have formed a whole bunch of pieces of yarn quickly that are all the same length. So using that cardboard is my first big tip for adding fringe to an Afghan. You can also add fringe to scarves and other things like that. So we've got this little piece of yarn right here and all of its little buddies that are also the same size. You're also going to need a crochet hook for this to turn out well. So we're going to start right here in the first chain at the edge of our Afghan. I'm just using this little rectangle to demonstrate. We're going to put our hook through that and catch the center of our piece of yarn. Then we're going to catch both tails and pull them through. Then to finish, we just tighten those two tails on the edge of our work, and now we've got a little bit of fringe. Let me show you that process one more time. We've got another piece of yarn that's about the same length. We're going to find the next spot where we want to put fringe, put our hook through it, grab the center of our yarn, grab the tails of our yarn and draw it through the center, and with a little tug we can tighten and straighten that fringe. Now a big tip to keep in mind when you're adding fringe to a project is to work in the same direction. Let me show you what working in the other direction does. So let's say I've put on these two pieces of fringe and I want to add another one. So I'm doing everything right. I've got my yarn folded in half. I've found the correct space to pull it through. I pull it through and hook it, but because I went through my fabric in the opposite direction to add the fringe, it looks different as it's attached to that edge because we looped it through backwards from the other ones. If you don't mind, or if you're adding a fringe that's the same color as the rest of your work, you can go ahead and leave it. But that's just a big tip to make that fringe look nice and consistent. See how easy it is to add fringe to any knitting or crochet project? If you have tips for places you like to incorporate fringe in your knitting and crochet work, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to tune in again soon for more crochet tips and tutorials.